Hey everybody, Ryan FMG here, and before we talk about today's topic, I want to talk about a new sub goal. So last week I was talking about how I really want to make a push for 1,000 subscribers in October, and thank you everyone that has subbed to my channel before October and then also in October. This month has been fantastic already. So I decided to do our first, sub goal on our path to 1,000. So once we reach 800 subscribers, which hopefully we'll reach this week. That's what I'm hoping for. The celebration video will be, I will do a video for an October meta breakdown. Now, what this October meta breakdown will be is exactly what it sounds like. And I'm hoping that I'll kind of make this in about a week. So the meta will kind of, it's really shifting because it's very new right now. But in a week or so, the meta with the new cards and everything will be around 2 weeks old. So I think that will be a perfect time to actually show off some decks, give you all QR codes to what I think are the best decks. So hopefully in this week we can reach 800, so next weekend or something like that I can record a meta breakdown for you all. That's enough about sub goals and everything. This video we are talking about the Teppen Trial Cup that happened last week, and I was lucky enough to be able to be one of the 16 players that was playing in it. For those who do not know about the Teppen Trial Cup, it's their first Teppen Cup of TeppenTournament.com that they hosted, hence the Trial Cup. And it was only open for, I believe it was US, and then there was a Europe one also. I'm in the US, so obviously I joined the US one. And there was 3 different brackets or 3 different tournaments for the US, depending on your rank. The one that I joined was Champion/A rank because I am in Champion. And I know that some people are a little salty or feel bad that they didn't get to play in it because there was only 16 spots for each event. And that is very small. I hope they make it much bigger so more people can play in it and enjoy the tournament setting. And then also how you had to register for the tournament was a little lackluster and things went a little haywire to say the least, but they are taking feedback, so hopefully they'll keep on improving it for the next time and the next time and the next time. But the plan for today is I'm going to show you all round 1, and who knows how good I did. Well, you can probably go check out the bracket if you want spoilers. But for every round I played in, it will be 1 video per day. So, if I make it to round 2, that will be the Tuesday video and so on and so forth. But today we are doing round 1, and I did a lot of practicing last weekend to prepare for this tournament because I want to do good because there was an Amazon gift card worth $2,000 on the line for the winner. And hey, Worlds is coming up, so this is a great time to practice for a tournament that is also practicing for a Worlds qualifier. You could bring any amount of decks and you could switch decks in the match. Every single match was best out of 5 games, and the only real rule is only the loser could switch decks. If you won that game, you would have to play the same deck for the next game, but the loser could switch. So through my testing, I kind of found out my flow chart as it was of my top really 2 kind of sort of 3 decks. My first deck that I really liked a lot is Amaterasu Great Divine Intervention. To no one's surprise, right? Pup Patrol is kind of running wild on the ladder, and this is a deck that you have seen. My numbers are just slightly tweaked to some other lists from like Iowa and other streamers, but overall, right, this is a growth-centric deck that is just trying to play all the growth units to ping everything when it grows, because man, this little 3 MP 2/4 does a lot of damage over the long term. And basically you're just trying to get your growth up for a Grizzle Veteran, so your Grizzle Veteran can do 8, 9, 10 damage mid to late game. And then Friendly Feud is fantastic when most all of your units have growth. This just triggers growth. If you have this little dude on the board, then it deals 2 damage, and so on and so forth. Something really cool with Friendly Feud is, since it does give +2 attack, if you do it on Rashid deals damage based off of its attack when it grew, so then it's dealing more damage because of the Friendly Feud, and that is fantastic. We are playing 2 Spile Pegasus as well as Dragoon because these are good ascend units that deal a lot of damage or kind of just a win con in itself. And a lot of times, since you are playing all these 3 and 4 MP growth units, your board can get stalled. So if you have a board stall, then when something's just about to die, you ascend over with Pegasus, and that is awesome. Amaterasu was definitely the deck that I was going to start off every single round with. However, the next deck that, maybe could make some of Amaterasu's bad matchups better by switching to this deck is a Wesker Ouroboros list. Wesker's in a very odd place because some of the top decks really just kind of hose Wesker, but this is still such a strong deck, and I feel very comfortable with Ouroboros overall, right? I haven't been playing it tons right now, but I've played it a lot, and this is kind of similar to some of my old lists. I am still playing Dark Exchange, but I did take out the Heretics, I think, halfway through the tournament. So you might see some games where I had the Heretics and some that I took it out because I was really liking Executioner. So overall, this is just your kind of more traditional Ouroboros list with some mill to try to then make Executioner or Death's Executioner, fantastic. And then just more and more just value units with playing with broken cards like Living Death. And I did put Serpent Demon in because this just takes so much resources from your opponent to deal with. Now, those are my basically 2 decks that I was like, you know what, I'll play with this. I'll start with the Wolf every single round, and then if I'm losing and I feel like it's a bad matchup, then maybe I'll switch to Wesker or Ouroboros if I think that matchup is better. I did test out a little Akuma Raging Demon, but not that much, because I do think Raging Demon is very good. But I wasn't feeling super comfortable and confident with it because I didn't put tons of time in it. But, so that's what it was, kind of like my third deck, but kind of my reserve deck. Because yes, I know it's powerful, but I wasn't feeling comfortable or confident with it yet. But those are the decks. Why don't we jump into round number 1 and see how we can do. Time to watch the replay of round 1, and yet again this is a replay because this was played, I believe round 1 was last Tuesday. So I'm starting with Wolf, like I said in my deck text. The opponent is playing Devil Trigger. I thought the opponent was going to be on the Dante all action burn Devil Trigger, so that's why I quickly dropped a Rashid to try to get some damage in rather than waiting to hit 10 MP. But the opponent had a wild card up its sleeve. It's like, no, I am playing units. So maybe I didn't start off the best. However, is what it is. I know that for next game what the opponent is actually playing. A little unfortunate because Rashid will die because I kind of wasted some of my first, plays, but a little suboptimally. But, that's fine. We made some mistakes. We can move on. And I shouldn't even really say mistakes. It was just, hey, let's be aggressive because I'm putting my opponent on a deck that, unfortunately, they were not on. But their Ibuki is still just a 3-4, so just quickly jamming Chill Penguin into a pup, kills the Ibuki. And their 3-2 is not going to be long for this world because just 2 hits from the pup will kill it, and I don't even have to play anything else. So all these trades are going great. They already had to use one of their Devil Trigger activations, and they're still at 18 because this Rashid in the bottom corner, because I played it so fast, has been hitting over and over. So what kind of felt like maybe a little not great sequencing, waiting till I hit 10 MP, actually has been doing a lot of damage. So it wasn't that bad overall by any means. And as you can see, this Wolf is just kind of hosing and killing all these purple units that are, 3-2s and all that stuff. And they're at 2, they can do their Devil Trigger, but that's just kind of waiting a little bit longer. And this feels very good because I'm still at 23 and I have the Hero Art on deck. So basically it's just wait out the clock, gain some MP, see what they do. Seems like the opponent's trying to dig for some answers, maybe a bounce spell if they have it, the whole board or something like that. Kind of restart the clock as it were, but the pup got in for lethal, so round 1, or game 1, is a win. Game number 2, since I won, you have to play the same deck, but my opponent could have switched, but they are still playing Dante Devil Trigger. I would assume the opponent is playing the same list, however they could change the list, but Probably not. This time I know exactly what they're playing, that they are playing more units than all action, so I am waiting for 10 MP, or at least a little bit more MP before I start playing stuff, so that I can quickly kill a Buki or something like that. And I'm like, you know what? I want a Buki of myself. Axel just flipping it right away. Yes, we don't have tons of actions to really get tons of resonate, but you know what? We have a 3/6 with agility, and that is fantastic. And it's always kind of fun, you know, hitting your opponent with their own units. And as you can just see, Ibuki and Rashid already has them down to 13. They have to do their Devil Trigger right away, basically as soon as they can. They still have 2 AP to work with once this Devil Trigger goes away. And this is where Ascend units can be very good, because I don't really have anything to do in hand, but that's kind of okay, because I can just sit back, relax, gain some MP, and then just dump out my hand once I want to. Quickly doing the hero power just to make this a 4/1, so it dies in one hit, and then all my units have so much health, and you know, Rashid just knocking face over and over and over again. Round number 3, if I win this one, I take the set, because it is best out of 5, so that basically means the player that gets 3 wins first wins that round. This is a pretty good hand, because we have a Chill Penguin and, you know, 3 drops, and that's exactly what you want. You know, it's great to have a 4-drop, 3-drop, 3-drop, so you can wait to that 10 MP and then just dump out your hand, get tons of the growth, either triggers or triggers of dealing 2 damage everywhere. So this is exactly what this hand wants. Just kill that cat outright. Just playing another one, because with those 2, that's 4 damage, so it's already 2/4. Yes, it will hit in to halt something, but that is okay. And I decide just to be extremely aggressive. They just wasted they just played a very high MP cost card, and I could kill it outright, so you know what? That's what I'm going to do. However, Brainwash is always very hard, because it's like, oh, geez, right here I am in the tank about if I should play Trump Card or not, and you know what? I decide to do it because I put Trump Card in my deck for a reason, and it's to cheat on MP. Because basically I think, hey, the opponent just did Brainwash, so they will not have that much MP to play with, and I will, so now I can quickly dump out my hand and use my hero power.
Now I'm officially ticked off.
I could have waited actually there, because it would be better for the pup to break the shield and then do my hero power to get 3 damage, and the pup wasn't going to die there anyways, so it would have been better to wait a little bit there. I took some damage because I figure, hey, I can play around with it, I just need to make sure that these are still getting in. And I was like, you know what, let's just do a Grizzled Veteran, kill the Dragoon, let's get rid of it. Maybe I didn't need to do that, because I could have actually just waited for the Ken to trade with the Dragoon, and that could have maybe been better, because I still do have 2 units in hand. Because as soon as they kill this, then I can just, you know, dump a Pup or a Chill Penguin and finally get the Ken to be growth. That is why I kind of wanted to make sure that Ken could stick around, so we could kill their next bomb that they play. And a Devil Trigger right when Ken is about to hit, so very, very nice timing on the opponent's part. Yet again, this is where maybe another Pegasus could be very good, because, you know, we have 10 MP, we don't have anything to do, but now we finally do. And there's lethal. So that is round 1 in the books. Overall, round 1, we went 3-0, just playing Amaterasu against Dante Devil Trigger 3 times in a row. And overall, I really, really like that matchup. I think Red has a lot of ways to deal with purple unit-based decks, even though the purple-based decks do have a lot of powerful things, right? They are playing Ibukis and Dantes and Brainwashes, but a lot of times they have a lot of high MP costs, or at least our opponent's deck had a lot of high MP cost plays that we kind of just got to kill with, a Liberation Slash or a Ken plus a dog or something like that. So overall, I definitely feel like Wolf is a very good matchup against the purple decks. And so we won round 1. That means that tomorrow I will do a breakdown of my round 2 match. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you all next time.